Enid Blyton is the British children's book writer who wrote, and I kid you not, 762 books over her career, mostly in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. And I, the firstborn child of a woman from England who immigrated to the United States, had never heard of her, even though it sure seems like I should have been reading her stuff when I was a small lad. Anyway, better late than never. Everybody, I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy, and today let's talk about the magic faraway tree.
I found a letter.
Enter the wood. Cross the stream.
I'm literally seeing warning signs right now.
Oh, ignore the signs. To the clearing and you'll see it. The magic faraway tree.
You don't think they could have gone to the wood, do you?
The woods they said not to go in.
The Magic Faraway Tree is based on the 1943 story, but transposed to modern days. It tells the tale of the Thompson family who moved to the country where Dad hopes to start a farm. He's going to grow tomatoes that he will use for his top secret family pasta sauce recipe. Dad is played by Andrew Garfield, Claire Foy is the mom, and Delilah Bennett Candy, Phoenix LaRoche, and Billy Gadsden play the three kids. I kind of love that this family moves into a barn that has no electricity, let alone any Wi-Fi. And these three kids absolutely don't know if they can survive in a world without electronic devices. Now, the main story is centered on the youngest girl, Fran. Now, she loves to read about the fairy folk in her books, and that's good, as she is befriended by a real fairy, Silky, who thinks Fran is great, so she invites her to come visit her house at the top of this giant magical tree. Pretty soon, the other children join in the fun, and they set off on a series of some small adventures before wrapping things up with a message about the importance of family. Now, the script is adapted by Simon Farnaby. You may not know this name. He is a British comedian. He was in the British version of Ghost. But more notably, he is the writer behind the last couple of Paddington movies that I think are really, really good. And that's the main reason that I wanted to see this movie. Farnaby has this odd sense of humor, which works very well in this story with its strange assortment of oddball elfin characters with names like Dame Washalot, Mr. What's-His-Name, Mr. Boom Boom, Moonface, and of course the Saucepan Man, who is a guy who wanders around with kitchen saucepans on his head. I mean, nobody ever accused the elves of being boring. Now, this is definitely a PG-rated movie, as there isn't anything off color here. The peril is fairly tame, and even when we meet the villainous school teacher, Dame Snap, it's pretty easy for the kids to just slip away in their magical flying car. No real peril in this movie. This will probably appeal to younger elementary school-aged kids who just want some silly fun who don't need the stakes here. Now, their older brothers and sisters probably will think that this is too much of a baby story, but I think the younger kids will like this one. I am quite impressed by this cast. Garfield and Foy are great as the eccentric parents following their dreams. The three kids are all solid, with Gadsden shining as the youngest fairy-believing child. And that supporting cast is basically a who's who of British character actors, with everyone from Nicola Coughlan, Nonso Anonzi, Jessica Gunney, Jennifer Saunders, Rebecca Ferguson, Lenny Henry, Michael Palin, and Dame Judi Dench. Wow. The film doesn't have a lot of whiz-bang special effects. Sure, there are a lot of magical settings and oddball costumes, but it lacks the high sheen gloss that we put on most children's movies these days. That's not a knock on this movie. I mean, this is a film that starts off with the idea that kids should put away their tech toys and go outside and play. And the production values on this movie, which do seem a little lower than we normally get, but it sure feels like a bunch of grown-up kids decided to put on a play, tell a good story as a way to entertain their own kids. I found it to be kind of charming, which means I like the Magic Faraway Tree quite a bit. It's got a good heart, a nice message, plenty of funny characters, and a fast-paced story that should appeal to the elementary school tots, especially if they're the type that just love the fairy stories. I guess I must say it, I love this story as well. I thought it was really quite sweet and a nice surprise. I give the Magic Faraway Tree 3 stars out of 4. Like I said at the top, I'm surprised that I'd never heard of Enid Blyton or any of her books, which is surprising because, eldest son of a British immigrant who, if you believe those early pictures of me when I was a young lad, my mom sure seemed to be going out of her way to dress me up like little Lord Fauntleroy and make sure that I kept some British roots there. So surprising that I'd never heard of it. With the one exception of Naughty. I think I may have heard of Naughty, but I don't know if I've ever read it. Anyway, have you read any of Ian Blyton's books? If so, I'm curious to know if you think that more of these books should be turned into movies, because I think this one worked pretty well. Comment below. And of course, thank you for subscribing to this channel, and check out the podcast. It's called Two Movie Guys, and every week my friend Joe Fryer and I get together and we chat about all of the week's big new movies. Just search for Two Movie Guys wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, coming up next, we're going to talk about a very different movie. We'll be talking about the existential crisis of a horror film known as It Ends. We'll see you then.